Welcome back to Peaks 47. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is decide where I'm going to have this cottage that you've seen me weather in the last video. Now, I initially was going to have it that way around. I actually prefer it this way. So I'm going to pull this wall up, take these trees out on the right, extend the ledge. I'm going to scratch build a little lean-to on here. We're going to have an outdoor toilet here that we'll go into a little bit more detail on when I come to paint it. But a chap called Timber Surf, I'm sure some of you know him, has kindly 3D printed these for me and sent them out. So I've got some Pico roof kit for scratch building, so it's the same roof as this. I'm going to use that roof for scratch building the lean-to, and I'm also going to put a roof on there. This will perhaps go here next to the house. I'm going to have to scratch build a door. So I've removed all those trees. I don't think those trees are going back. I might sort of upgrade them to some sea foam. I'm thinking of putting some rocks here anyway, get some limestone rocks here that's going to be effectively dropping off the garden. So I've got a piece of OSB3. I'm going to hot glue that down, keeping this flush, and then I'm going to fill over the top of it, add some building sand, and try and replicate what I've got here. In fact, I'll probably just go over the whole driveway again, and then the idea will be the cottage will go there, the outside toilet will go there, and then the scratch built lean-to I'm going to build will be here. Perhaps we can put a garden shed in, bit of a garden round here. This will be the boundary with a dry stone wall, so I may curve it rather than have it a bit of a right angle, and then we'll blend this in with some mod rock and start building up this area up here as well. So the idea that I'm doing here is the property and the boundary will be on a ledge of limestone. I'm just using a screwdriver. I'm just roughing up this surface. Once this is dry, I'm going to paint this with some washes, have some underbrush down here. The boundary of the property will be a dry stone wall. It sits along here. I have some static grass and some tufts, all being well on the top of this ledge. Perhaps put the trees back in a bit lower down, then look at putting another boundary in here, a fencing. I'm probably going to use the LX056, which is a scale model scenery 5-wire fence, have that as the boundary along the track, the lean-to here, the main property here, the toilet on the side, get the garden in, garden shed, maybe some other ideas that I'm going to think of as I go along. So for those of you who don't know or are new to this channel, I tend to make a lot of my roads and dirt tracks out of a mixture of fine, well, building sand and like a playing sand that you'd have in kids' sand pits. And I sieve it, mix the two together, sieve it, and then I put it down and then treat it like it's normal ballast with a 50-50 mix of PVA and water. Or there's other products out there that you can try. I'm going to try a new product on this that I've been sent out from WWS. Well, I find this works wonders. If you go back on some of my older videos, you can see the track down to the station, the roads over the Humpback Bridge. This is all this method. Again, it's really cheap, goes off pretty quick. It's quite effective once you've got the airbrush on it when you're finished. So Martin sent me some of this stuff out to try. Track ballast glue. I've used it a little bit on a diorama and it worked really well. So I've just wetted it up and I'm going to have a go using this stuff over the sand. I'd say the benefits of using this stuff over the PVA is simply just how quick it dries. I'd say this dries in half the time of the PVA, so at this sort of time of year, you know, late November, I still expect this would probably still dry in a room that's about 15 degrees in 12 hours really, whether the PVA definitely takes 24 hours to go off. So I'm hoping I can do this now at 1 o'clock, and then I'm hoping this evening I can come in and have a look, and I suspect that this will probably be dry by 8-9 o'clock tonight, but we'll see. So as you could see from the last clip, I think I went a bit over the top with this glue. This still isn't dry yet. It's been about 6 hours. It's drying. It's nearly dry. While that's still drying, I'm going to have a go at a different technique on this limestone that I'm trying to replicate. So instead of putting a matte lacquer on it and then washes, I'm going to have a go with some different weathering powders for a change. So as you can see, I've got the light earth and I've got the copper oxide. This copper oxide goes quite a whitey green. So what I'm going to do is just have a little bit of a play. Put this on in some areas, matte lacquer it, see what it looks like. I'm basically using the same technique as I did in the previous video, weathering up the cottage. If it doesn't work out, I'll just matte emulsion it and carry on with the method that I'd done before, which was matte lacquer over the top of the emulsion and then with a grey browny wash over the top. Not sure what I think of that yet. I've got to get some scenery down and decide if that has worked. I can certainly see some green in it and some brown in it and obviously some bits of black. This is the only area you're going to see, so from my finger up. So all this is going to be under new scenery, loads of foliage and some bushes, so the scenery is going to come up to sort of here, and there's going to be scenery on top, so there's only going to be a 2-inch band you're going to see. So I think I'm going to continue on with that, and again, if I don't like it when it's done, I can simply just peel back the scenery and start again. So you're not really going to see much down here anyway, so it hasn't got to be spot on, but I've got some sea foam here that's already got some scatter in it, and the idea is I'm going to just build up this lower area with bits of sea foam, clump foliage from Woodland Scenics. This is my idea for down here. And already I feel like that's going to look half decent. So be something like that.